Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are working on a project. This is a I think it's a 1970 little 14-foot aluminum rowboat with paperwork, which is great. So we could put an outboard motor on it. In Arizona, we need to have it registered under Game and Fish to run an outboard motor, or I think any electric motor at all. I paid $80 for this, and it's got all this rotten wood on it. We're gonna go ahead and change this rotten wood out for some aluminum. It's pretty bad. It's worse all the way down there, and it needs a lot of little work like that, but I was told it doesn't leak, but it should be pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing put on this little stand I've made and see what we got. Done. Okay, so we got it propped up nice and solid. Had to use a few little, little tricks here and there. Don't just ignore the old oil can. That's normal. That's how you balance these out. So yeah, as you can see, the wood it's like dust. It's shot. It needs new wood. This needs to be replaced. Look at this guy. Oh, bye, little buddy. Okay, what was I saying again? Oh, right. So the wood is rotten. So we're going to change that with some aluminum. Now, you can't, I forget what they call this. It's not upper trim. It's like a whale, something like that. So this thing would cost way too much to do that, really, when we could honestly just get some 1" by 1" square tubing aluminum, run it down this, bend it the way we need to. I've bent square tubing before. It actually works out really well. Just looking at the old boat here, and I'm looking right here. This is actually designed to have flooring in it, which is nice. So if you're barefoot, you don't this is like sand. Well, not really sand. I don't know what I call it, sandpaper. This is like 20 grit sandpaper. This would just remove all the skin off the bottom of your foot. So it's nice that we could put a floor in this. My goal is to put this enclosed, like probably about right here forward enclosed. Not really a good platform to stand on, but maybe a little bit back, maybe to this point. So you could, if you needed to, maybe kneel and fish off it, because I'm not sure how stable this little boat will be. This is gonna go. I don't want a metal seat. I know it's structurally important, but don't worry, I got a plan. So if this right here is enclosed with some thinner wood, because this is like way too thick, I don't think anyone's gonna need that much thickness. So from here back to like right here is what I'm thinking, is just put a bench on both sides. So someone could sit there, someone could sit here, someone could sit there if they wanted to. It doesn't really matter. And then from here back, this gets enclosed, and then you have like storage covers. But as you can see, this stuff is rotten. Oh, goodness gracious, right in the face. Oh. Okay, now that I got some kind of wood disease, oh my gosh, no. Oh.
Wear a mask.
We gotta replace this. And you can see how flimsy this is. This is very important to have something strong to hold the top of the boat together. It'd be nice if I could find stuff like that and just put it right here, but no, it's too difficult. Man, look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that would hold the boat up. Great. I actually put a nice seat back here too, is what I'm thinking. So I have like a nicer, higher up seat here. I have a little motor for this, by the way. I've got updates. So it looks like nothing's happening. That's because, well, I was taking a screw out, and then I moved on to over here, take this screw out, but it's so rotten there's no head left on it. So what I'm gonna do is take the angle grinder, grind it to put a flat blade screwdriver in there, and hopefully to pull that out. I don't know if it's the same on this side. Where are we with this? Well, it ain't the same on this side. Actually, the inside ones appear to be okay. We're gonna have to just go ahead and remove all these, and it's gonna be a lot of work. That looks really good, actually. So we had one screw that I grinded in, and it's just gone. It's rotting out. So I got to just take that out with some vice grips. Got this off. That just popped right off. I actually just yanked on this and it ripped all this off because this wood is just, I mean, it is gone. Might as well just rip it out and then try to get these screws out. That way, if it doesn't come out, I could just grab with some vice grips and pull them out. Pull out the old screw gun just because, but I'm pretty sure a lot of these are gonna have to just, I mean, look at that. That thing is, it's one with it. Oh my gosh, this actually this is bad right here. I'm glad it has screws. I was wondering how I'm gonna pull this off, but it looks like this is just one piece. They just probably ran a saw down the middle of like a 2x6 and then shaped it. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna get some plywood and then that's probably all you need. I don't know why they went so crazy with it. Big hammer. Little hammer wasn't in it. There we go. Right in the nose. The amount of wood particles that have gone in my nose is pretty alarming. I have had a lot come in there because, and I've worked with wood before. I've had sawdust go in my eyes and up my nose, but this is like, it's like a dust that just clings to the nose hairs that burns the eye. It's horrible. This stuff is rotten to the core.
3 hours later.
All right, we had a change of plans. When we went to Home Depot, they were very low on just square tubing, but they did have this. This is C-channel, and it's gonna work perfect. So I already kind of bent this side, and as you can see, I just threw really 2 bends in it. This bend right here and this one. And I could have put more to make it more of a natural, sweep, but I kind of like this. It makes it look a little cleaner. Right here, we're gonna have to either just not worry about it, which you can do. You don't really need to, but I bought some brazing rod. I'm gonna try to braze this to make it a little nicer. Put a bend right here, and this side is pretty much done. Look at that. Not bad at all. And what I'm gonna do, instead of riveting it, I got these little screws here, which will work just fine. You can rivet this if you want, but I think I'm just gonna put these screws on the inside. And I'm gonna have to really be careful not to, if it goes too big, it's gonna set up, but I could always grind those a little. But the whole point of that is if you have the screw on the outside, I don't want the string or the fishing line to get caught right here and snap it off. So I'll go ahead and finish this side up, and then I'll show you how I kind of bent the other side. It's looking pretty good. Did a little angle here, getting fancy with it. So we're gonna go ahead and start bending the aluminum C-channel for this side. Not gonna lie, I went really quick on that side. That side is 100% done. I actually welded. I think that's what it's called, brazing. It was actually pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'll show you guys how I did it. But pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm gonna try to essentially line it up and do exactly the same thing. Lost the Sharpie, dang it. So we're gonna do a bend here, start, bend that this way, if that makes sense, like a taco, over at the pipe bender. So here we are at the pipe bender. This is normally used to bend round bar, but in this case we're bending C-channel. It could also work for square tubing. It won't make the most perfect bends, but it'll do something to actually get you out of a bind like I am now. So we're gonna go ahead and feed this in here. Again, I'm not taking any angles. I'm literally just gonna kind of go by eye, or at least until it goes on the correct way. Where's my little doodad? So we're gonna pump it up. Nothing crazy, just put the line in the center. Try to keep this center. It's kind of hard with that motor over there stopping it, but we'll roll with it. There we go. So right when it bites, you'll actually see especially with C-channel, it'll start to twist on you. Kind of helps to hold it. I mean, thank God, this is aluminum, so it isn't gonna take too much to bend it. Or we'll try something like that to start with. So aluminum's a lot more forgiving, we'll say. Ugh. Get that out of there. So we got a slight bend in it now, not too much, and we're gonna test fit it. Okay, let's test fit this. And far that looks pretty good. Now, really, if you're making this nice and rounded, you'd actually do a bend here, here. We're not doing that. We're gonna force it in there, which will make it mad later on. So it looks like we need a bend probably about right here. Yep, right there. Looks like it on the other side. Sharpie that. Right on that line, right here. And again, it can be done a lot more rounded off, but I kind of like this square design. It looks pretty cool. A little bit more modern. So we're back at the pipe bender, and we're gonna go ahead and put a bend on it this way. So same thing, but this time we're going, hopefully this time it'll fit better. Easy, yeah, there we are. There's our bend. Again, try to get this thing as squared as possible. The line is right here in the middle of this. I think that's 1.5 inches, right? 1.5 inch pipe. I got these in the pretty much as close as they go, and we're just bending it slightly. Not a lot. This one's actually gonna take a lot more of a bend to get it just right. Again, you kind of want to help it not twist as much as possible, like that. All right, I think we're good. I'm gonna give this a test fit. I'll be right back. Okay, she needs way more of a bend. Not way more, just more of a bend. I think we got it there. Let me test fit it. Test fitting. I'm so confident I put the camera up and everything about this test fit. One thing you can also do to, oh boy, it's gonna be tight. I think I need another bend in it, to be honest. I don't think I put another bend in it, but it's sure acting like it needs one. There we go, we're in. Oh, there was something holding it, chunk of wood. All right, this one's on. Needs to come back a bit, but it's on. Moving on to the front, this is the leftover piece from the other front one. And look at that, it's gonna work. So what we're gonna start with is putting in this little angle to make it a little bit tighter fit for the welding. Dang it, I keep losing the Sharpie. And we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. Start by getting that angle. It's that angle, right there. Oh, that was it. Doesn't need to be perfect. The braze welding, you can literally, like I did, I had to fill in a little bit. You could grind it down a little, but it looks, that's actually just gonna work perfect. So let me cut this on the grinder, and I guess I'll just kind of do it in the same spot right there. Something like that, right there. Keep it light. Did that go right in? Dang, there we go. You want to make sure you push down on these too, because they need to be pushed down, really. Oh, that screw just came out. This is already bent the wrong way again, so we're gonna try to keep it the right way. We'll give that a try. That screw's already messed up. You saw it here. That's all right. Let's go. Man, I'm not sure what I got going on here. I got a major twist in it. Oh, she's out. Well, that's good. Thought I got it just right, I guess not. Oh, wow. Look at that. They've been perfect now. Now it needs more screws, so throw a screw in all the way down here, twisting it the right direction. I put 3 screws in this, so try that again. That one's in right. First, we're gonna get it really hot. And you can kind of see that discoloring on the aluminum as I do that. It's got to get way hotter than that. I also got this hot and dipped it in some flux stuff. I don't know if it actually helps, but I did it, I guess. It doesn't seem like it did anything, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to start with the top here because that'll probably be the hardest. I like to put my hand off a bit, like right about here, and you'll actually feel this aluminum getting hot. When it starts getting hot about a foot away on something like this, it's generally hot enough to start taking in some of this rod. This actually burns, I forget what this flux is, but it burns green. That's kind of cool. But we're just gonna kind of get it hot, and as you get it hot, you're gonna just drop this on there. This will burn or melt a lot faster. I'm starting to feel some heat here, but not hot. Definitely not hot enough yet. Oh, maybe a little bit right there, which is where it's catching on it right there. Doesn't help that this thing is like coated, and I don't know if that's making it better or worse. Alright, I can tell we're starting to get hot here because it's just starting to do stuff as I touch it with my rod. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it got cold already. So, also I've learned you want to wear safety glasses. If you watch, this little dot right here will actually explode when it gets hot enough. Okay, this is now getting almost too hot to touch. Kind of have to do it all at the same time. There we go. There's one spot. Gotta just keep it hot. Since we have to fill in a pretty big void here, we gotta get a little creative on how we're gonna do that. There we go. And it's weird because this oxidizes immediately. It's pretty interesting how this works. It's not like you'd expect, I'll tell you that. But it's pretty fun. It's like soldering, but harder and longer. There we go. Now we're starting to get it. This is not... There we go. Get that chunk off of there. We don't need that. So when I do put the rod in, I'm not actually leaving the torch right on it. I'm putting it off to the side. What that's doing for me is it's allowing me not to burn up the rod immediately. But as you can see, I'm having to fill in a pretty big gap here. It's gap welding with a brazing rod. But if this isn't hot enough, it won't make a strong weld or bond. There we are. I'm getting a little bit more heat out of her. Turn up the heat a bit more actually. There we go. Looks pretty good actually. We're going to go ahead and put it next to it too. I want it to have a nice, thick, strong bond. Yep, that looks pretty gross. There we go. I see some air pockets in it. We're going to try to heat it up and then kind of clean that. There we go. Now you gotta remember, this is probably gonna be super thin, so I'm gonna keep doing this and put it on kind of thick. I can already tell it's way too thin. By the way it's acting. There we go. So there's our first one. Now the front is a whole different story. This is a lot closer together. It's already kind of hot, so you just kind of have to start testing it out, see how it feels. I actually don't know how strong this would end up being. There we go. This side is not hot enough. You can see how it was doing really good here, but not making that connection. We're going to heat it all up kind of even. Probably good now, I can tell. There we are. Oh wow, really a lot. There we go. And honestly, that's probably good enough to hold some good amount of weight. Something like that. So as this cools, I kind of want to pick it up. There we go. Like that. Heat it up again. Not too low, it's like that. There we go. Now that is a nice solid bond right there. That ain't gonna go anywhere. No, not well. Shouldn't have said anything. There we go. So right now I'm working on the bench seat that's gonna go in the boat, and this is what I've got going on so far. It's it's different. This is OSHA approved, so I already got a little spot weld right there, or a braze in there, and now, well, this is wanting to move on me, great. So now I'm just gonna try to, oh yeah, this is hot enough. Trying to blend this together, go with that. Gotta really do this corner, ideally. Did I tell you I am not a professional? Oh, it's definitely hot enough. That's exactly what I need to do. That's perfect. So now we're gonna do that right here. You just gotta prop it up with this lighter, which is what I'm using to light the torch, which is wrong, but yeah, that's gonna screw underneath the plywood there. That's supposed to screw into the plywood over there. There we go. That's looking a lot more boat-like here. So we got a nice open area here we'll be able to fish off of or do what we need to do. You can have someone sit here if they need to. This is actually one of the coolest things that I have learned how to do, and it's really just practice. Well guys, the sun is setting. I am gonna call it a day. I did run around a lot today, so I didn't get as much done on the boat as I like to, but we did get these nice strips of aluminum put on here. We did braze, do some braze welding. I'm not sure how you would call it, but it's coming a long way. This is gonna be a cool little boat to take up to these little lakes and do some catfishing out of. Heck, I might even take it to the big lakes and see what I can hook into. But if you guys did enjoy this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Please subscribe. There's gonna be a lot more marine stuff and fishing stuff in the future. Right now, we're just gonna work on this boat. I have this boat right here, which we're gonna be putting, I'm gonna try to build some kind of shade enclosure off of this that buttons on, zips up, and all that good stuff. But that's in a later video. I already got some supplies for that. So that'll be in a different video later on down the road. We're gonna start working on this and getting this painted. I think we're gonna do exactly that and just mimic that, the red, white, and blue, you know, American theme that people seem to really enjoy. So we're gonna go ahead and just wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.